Good evening, everybody. Please take time out to start a watch party. Share this link and page with your friends and family. On Facebook, we're Work with the Masters. On YouTube as well, we'll be live on YouTube. Just type in Work with the Masters, all one word. So please share, share, share. Thank you so much for showing up and being with us this evening. I am Dana Wilson. I am the CEO and director of Hair Cares Inc. out of Hopewell, Virginia. I have been living the Sister Lock lifestyle for over 20 years. I can't even believe it. Every time I say that, it just tickles me. But over 20 years, I am a hairpreneur coach. And basically, I just do everything hair, everything hair. But today, we are here to just share with you guys. We have a host. I'm the host. We have a guest, Miss Marclin Williams. We're just going to be sharing our Sister Lock stories, all about how we began and where we are and what we're up to and all that good stuff. So let me just get her right in because I'm ready to chit chat. Marclin is the CEO and director of Tame Textured Hair, and she's out of Jamaica.
Hi.
And when I've known Marclin, I think we said it's about 16 years now. I can't even believe it. It's about 16 years, Marclin.
Since I met you, yes. 16
Yes.
years since I met you. Yeah.
Obviously, Sister Locks is the strand that has brought us together.
Yes.
I think we posted a picture in the Facebook on our Facebook page. I found a picture, knowing that we were going to talk today. I found an old picture of us when we first met.
Okay.
And it was funny when looking at the picture because we're holding hands.
Yeah. That connection was from then.
We bonded right away.
Yeah.
We bonded right away. That is something about this Sister Lock family that you find these connections immediately.
Yes.
But Marclin, I just shared a little bit about you. Please share with our audience who you are and where you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. I am really a true Caribbean girl. I love nature. I love natural hair. I love interacting with people. And, having discovered this Sister Locks for my own personal self and then for the wider, society, I have just been enjoying the connections as you talk about among the colleagues, the clients, the students, and Dr. Cornwell herself, who
Yes.
has been so welcoming to all of us to help to, get us to where we are today. So we can even be here today.
Marclin, where did you, because you're in Jamaica. How did you even, how was you introduced to Sister Locks?
Okay, well, Jamaica was the first place out of the USA that Dr. Cornwell traveled to teach Sister Locks.
Okay.
So when she came to Jamaica, I was a manager at one of the hotels that she chose to have her training session.
Oh.
At that point, I watched the two come home to Sister Locks, that their hair thing video. And they had the class, and after the class, they established a human head, a real head, apart from the mannequins.
Oh, wow.
So I watched that head for a while, and I was like, you know what? I'm all in. That's for me, and that's for my hair, and I need to find out more about this thing. So that was my real first true connection with seeing Sister Locks in live living color. Having heard about it, I think I'd seen it in Essence magazine and thought, wow, that's something that's coming.
So you mean to tell me you were working at a hotel?
Yes.
So you were working at a hotel where she was actually having a training, and that's how you seen it.
Yes. Okay. So I met her, and I met her here.
Right. That is a thing itself, right?
So it's like two people. Yeah.
Wow. So who did your hair? So you found a consultant there?
Well, what happened is the first class ever out of the US. So we had a few people trained in Jamaica, and they were looking for people to do sister locks.
Okay.
So fast forward now, I decided that I was gonna stop relaxing my hair around the time when I met Dr. Cornwell, because I suffered from one of those creamy crack burns because my hairdresser had migrated and she left me with somebody that did know how to manage the hair. So the timing was perfect and it was right. So I went to one of those people to get my hair done. And that's how I did it. But of course, there was no website, there was not a lot of information. And, that was some 23 years ago.
Okay.
So fast forward a couple weeks later, I jumped on the plane and went to Atlanta to learn about this thing that was in my head because I had no clue what, the whole process and system was non-existent then because that was, you knew.
Right.
And that's my first immersion into having it on my head and then learning how to do it with no intention of doing anybody or even venturing into any kind of career. Because I'm not a hairdresser, I'm not a cosmetologist.
So you
So
were just curiosity, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that time the class was just 2.5 days.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Well,
yeah.
okay, so you had no intention. You get back home. Now you know everything you need to know about what's going on in your head. So, who did you establish? What happened when you got back
Well,
home?
because I have that kind of completion, when you start something, you got a completed character.
Right.
In a matter of months, I found three heads. They prepared my certification paperwork. And by that time, because the demand for learning it in Jamaica was so much, Dr. Cornwell had to come back to teach a second class within that year. So I
Okay.
handed her my packet for certification.
Oh, you
And
physically handed to her.
yes, I didn't have to mail it because she came back here. So my pictures and forms and everything, I handed it to her. And then she invited me to assist with that training class.
Oh, wow.
So that all of that kind of happened in a 6 month period. Get my hair done, do the training, do the certification, and assist her in
Wow.
class.
That's
So,
okay. So tell me, what were you doing before? Because obviously this is going really fast. What were you doing as a profession before you became a consultant?
okay, my background is in airline, hotel, restaurant, retail
Oh, yeah,
management.
right. So you did, yeah, that's right.
Yes,
You said you were working at.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes,
Wow. That is that is so cool. So
yes,
now
yes.
you have all these clients because it sounded like they were in droves at this point.
Well, a lot of people were curious about because in Jamaica, locks is a thing, but then if you're in a professional level, having it looking uniformed and cleaner and different, more acceptable because like in the military and certain places you couldn't have locks, but if you had sister locks, they didn't know it was locks. So
Right.
women were gravitating to getting this thing that looked like small plaits
Okay.
and were excited to know that it was sister locks. But there wasn't any website of such and not a lot of information. So there
Hmm.
were a small pool of people practicing it, you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So that's how I got in on that. And then when they said, come and do some heads work with us, I'm like, no, no, I only did the class to know what's in my head, on my head, So that's how so I kind of was helping with training before I was doing clients apart from the three that I got certified with.
Okay. I mean, you went hands, you went hands and feet
I
into
just
this thing.
dived into the
That is so cool.
yeah.
So,
So
how did you then transition from doing working at the hotel then and
well,
doing the
yeah.
clients then?
Well, what happened is hotel work became 7 days a week. No time for family. By that time I was married and I had a daughter. And
Okay.
you know what? I decided that I needed to control my working hours.
Okay.
And so I left my hotel job as a manager and decided to have my own business selling Herbalife products. So it
No.
allowed me, yeah, so it allowed me the freedom to set my own hours and work and whatever, and to wear my sister locks with pride. Because
Mm,
in the hotel job, that's not so cool either yet.
right.
You know,
Right.
right. So, and then with the invitation of Dr. Cornell asking me to help with training now each time and plan training and, assist her.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started to get a part of her training team in Jamaica
Okay,
before
in
being
Jamaica.
invited to go to the Caribbean, to not the Caribbean, to teach in Florida with Yvonne Mobley.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow. So
that's how I kind of went. So when I met you, I had already been training.
I already been training. Wow. Wow.
Yes,
That is
yes,
so.
yes.
I mean, you had a lot going on at one time. You just got Sister Locks established, so you hadn't had them that long. Then
Mm-mm.
you hadn't even really got into the heads deeply, right? And you were already training. So
Yes.
this was, this was totally like meant for you.
I guess so. I think it was handpicked, because it's 23 years later and it's really been so refreshing to run your own business and enjoy your life side by side. So, yeah,
But
it's been
okay,
good.
so 23 years is a long time, Marclin. Like,
Hmm.
right? So what is it about Sister Locks that you still feel passionate about it? What is it about Sister Locks that have you still doing it 23 years later?
That empowerment of being able to work from home, take care of my mom, have a second child, plan
Hmm.
my hours, earn enough income. And then when you're with the client, and it's almost like you're creating a masterpiece
Yeah,
each time a head is presented to you.
yeah,
And, everybody is beautiful, no matter what kind of locks, no locks, whatever. But when a woman comes to you and you see that her crown needs love and care and affection, and then she comes to you with a small smile or a frown. And then
hmm,
when you do that thing for her, and there is just this blossoming and this kind of like fireworks and
yeah.
blooming of
You're gonna have
yeah.
me. You're gonna have me.
So, you know, every time I say I'm gonna quit, and I just see how I help to make a woman see and touch and feel and taste her beauty.
Yeah,
I just say I can't stop doing this. And then they don't want me to stop either. So it's like, you know, and then I get referrals. I mean, I do one lady and her sister, her aunt, her grandma, her child, her husband. It just started to just block. I've never really advertised.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's what kept me. The people coming and calling is what kept me.
Yeah. That takes me back because I'm telling you, when I got my Sister Locks established, I'm 5'2", so I'm a but I
Little
walk
one.
in the room tall now. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I walk right in the room. Yeah. So
You
I
know.
can relate to that as a client, and then also obviously as a consultant as well. So the training part, so that's how you feel with the doing of it. So
Mhm.
obviously, you start training right away. What is that you get from the training part of it? Actually teaching people how to do it.
It's a challenge for me when people come into the class and there seems to be a barrier to get it because a lot of them don't come with hair care skills, just like myself,
Hmm.
and they want to have a new skill to be whether a part-time or a retirement thing. And every time I do a class and a light bulb goes off in a student's head, or you see that they begin to smile, or a student that did the class calls me and says, wow, I'm doing it. I have 10 clients, I have 5 clients, I have 3 clients,
Hmm.
I'm growing, I'm confident in this. It just keeps me coming back to the classroom
Yeah.
because it is just empowering another brother or sister. Because I have taught some males to do sister locks also.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it's just amazing how we kind of take what Dr. Cornwell gifted us and put it in their pockets so that they can, you know, be so empowered to offer a service with almost nothing,
Right.
from their home or in a shop.
Yeah.
I just love that. I just love to know that somebody's getting a skill,
Hmm. Hmm.
an additional skill. So that's what keeps me.
Hmm. Where you're definitely known as the standard. I don't know what it is, the standard Nazi. I don't know what I want to call
you
it.
know, where that comes from,
Where does
Dana,
that
is
come from? Where did it come from?
what happens is I am a kind of no nonsense person. As you see, like if I start something, I'm gonna complete it and I'm gonna do it well, and I'm gonna do it without adding anything or taking anything away.
Mm-hmm.
And too many times I look at students I have trained, students other people have trained, and they just take bits and pieces of the system and the standard. And then when that client goes to somebody else and we see the bits and pieces missing, I get more guarded to say, hey, you got to do it with all the standards that Dr. Cornwell created. We cannot blend our cosmetology knowledge with our experimental knowledge. And it's almost like you want to build a Benz, but you're using parts from another kind of vehicle to create that. It
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't work in the long run. And
Mm-hmm.
so I am very stern. If I'm going to teach you, I'm going to teach you to do it as it is written in the workbook, as it is played in the video,
Mm-hmm.
and fill in the gaps, so that you understand the whole value. That's really my, so I'm kind of crazy that way because I see what happens when it doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know, and it's a big investment, time and money. So
absolutely. I remember when I was thinking about walking away for a minute, and I was co-training with you, and you were so fired up. It had me fired up. I said, wait a minute. So I so appreciate your passion around Sister Locks. It's contagious. It is so contagious. It's so contagious. So so your specialty is the standard. Is that
yes,
am I clear about
yes,
that? That
yes,
is your
yes, yes,
specialty.
yes, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Now,
there's so many,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
there are just so many things that are of the standard that are left out and swept under the carpet. So,
Mhm.
I get more and more passionate as the years go by when people think they can relax. And whether it's a client or a student or even my colleague, I'm sorry, you know.
Right, that's right. That's right. So now Jamaica, because obviously 23 years ago, it was only a few people. So what is the saturation looks like now over there in regards to consultants and
Well,
obviously systematic wearers?
well, we have a lot of wearers. We do not have a lot of certified consultants.
Okay.
Um, we kind of have the pool of the original people Dr. Cornwell trained and then the people I have trained. But what I found is a lot of people were traveling to Jamaica to be in my classes. So the
Okay.
numbers reflected in the Jamaica classes, from the people in the Caribbean, people from Africa, I've had people from the UK come over here, I guess, to make a vacation of it and sit in my class.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what is funny now, in Jamaica, you used to be the only one in the room with Sister Locks. Now
Mm-hmm.
you go into a room and there's just too many to count. And you're seeing families, the men with the brother locks, the children with the sister locks or brother locks, and the women. So it has become a kind of accepted way
Okay.
to wear your hair in Jamaica, in the Caribbean,
Mhm.
you know.
Now, so you were saying before, was it traditional locks that was the thing?
Well, any kind of locks, dreadlocks because of Rastafari,
Okay.
musician type locks, bathroom locks, let me try a thing locks, all kind of other locks.
Mm-hmm.
But the way to control it if you're a professional and the way to style it and the way to make it appear much more hygienic was kind of missing. So people
Okay.
that wanted to accept their natural hair couldn't do the locks because the job would be in jeopardy. So
Mm-hmm.
Sister Locks opened that door for the doctors, the lawyers, the Indian chiefs to have that natural hair and have it in that kind of way in Sister
Also,
Locks.
that status really did
Yeah,
so having
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
status. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Wow, wow.
So
That is so cool. I have never you had didn't you have a celebration over in Jamaica at one time? You had Dr. Cornwell over there?
yeah, several times on the anniversary times, Dr. Cornwell has come to Jamaica for us to have celebrations, sometimes via cruise ship as Jamaica being a port. And I
Okay.
have had, like in Ocho Rios, I have had, drumming sessions, natural food, Rastafari village people come in and, just kind of give the taste of the fruit and the craft and the artisan work and really just celebrate the naturalness. I'm a true natural girl. I like every and anything natural. When you miss me from work, look
Uh-huh.
for me on the beach, the hills, the mountains,
Yeah.
doing the natural stuff, eating the mango and letting the juice run down my hand.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Look, me. I just thought about something. Please share with us your beautiful scenery that you have created in regards to where you're actually establishing your sister lives. Please,
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
mean,
before COVID, I worked in a home setting
yeah,
on a veranda and outlook in a garden with lots of flowers and the birds passing and fresh air, no AC, fan, with a lot of greenery but after COVID, when you had to kind of make sure people don't come into your home, I had to get a separate space.
right.
But in that space, I still created the same kind of waterfall going down the wall, and I used a piece of glass and created a puddle of paint and brought rocks in from the beach and put plants in. So I still was able to capture that essence in that small space. And for that, my clients are extremely thankful.
It sounds like a
So.
whole experience.
Yes, yeah. Well, for me, that's what it is. I think
Okay.
each and every sister locks consultant should think about the whole body of the person. Even though you're only gonna probably be handling the hair,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just the hair they're paying for when they come to you. They're paying for that experience, that love and attention to the strands and the scalp, and even the silence. I don't encourage TV and music and all of that. When my clients come, I try to just let them empty their minds for that time because a lot of them are professionals, working from 7 to 7.
Oh
So
wow. And so that is so fun. It's so opposite of my space.
yeah, my
I'm
space is a silent zone. If they don't want to talk, I don't talk.
I'm a
Yeah.
chatterbox. I'm such I'm such the chatterbox. And actually, I tell my clients in the consultation,
Mhm.
listen, you'll get out of here faster if you're talking. If we have a
Okay.
but if you have me quiet, I am in Jamaica. I am on the beach,
Okay.
and that slows me down.
Yes, okay. Well, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite.
But that's so cool
Oh.
because that's the beauty of the consultation as well, is that
Mhm.
you're trying to see if you guys are a good fit for one another.
Yeah. Yeah. Very important. Very important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is
And
so
it's okay to say no if in the consultation we realize that it's not a good fit and refer to our colleagues.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now you're saying there's more wearers than consultants there in Jamaica.
For sure. For sure. So I'm busy. I'm busy. We have, like how you have states, we have 14 parishes, and I have people coming from as far as Negril, which is the other end of the island, coming
Okay.
from other parishes into Kingston. I wish I had a consultant in every parish.
Hmm.
It would be good.
hmm
So,
We have a bunch of folks saying hello to you, Marclin. We have
oh.
Jessica and Sabrina and Michelle, Melinda, Patricia. Everyone's saying hello. Sounds like some of these CTAs are saying you really your your standard and the way you train is definitely contagious to them. So
Okay, I'm happy for that. I keeping my shit tight.
that's right. But
Yes.
Martha, can you tell me something fun, a fun fact about you that nobody knows?
Let me see. First thing I'm gonna start with is that I really truly love Jesus. So
Come on.
I'm a Jesus girl.
Okay.
And the next thing is I greatly enjoy dining and fellowship with my clients, my colleagues, my students.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about the gift of getting together and the friendships and the bonds that have built that I honor.
Yeah.
And don't think I don't. All of the love that's coming with the comments and just it's so wonderful, and I thrive on that. So I think those are my two fun facts.
Yeah, you exude that, that's for sure. I mean, especially with looking at that picture with me and you holding hands, and we're holding hands like we've been friends for a long time. I just met you
That
today.
was like day one or day two.
And we were out in San Diego. That is so
Yes, that was
hilarious.
at Dr. Cornwell's home.
Yes, it
Remember before?
was.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So,
It was so nice chatting with you, Marclin. Thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait to get to Jamaica. I've been trying to get there like forever.
okay, well, let's find an excuse and all get together as soon as things are opened up more, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. But thank you
So
so much. Thank you.
you're
And
welcome.
thank you so much for showing up and supporting us. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Good
Bye.
night.